And we're back with another episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII, also known as the Gamer's Enema. Let's keep going. It just makes you want to constantly shit with rage! Did I actually level up? Okay, whatever. It's good. It's fine. I was gonna say, did I finish Hope's Crystarium? And then I'm like, oh wait, we don't have enough CP to do that. We're still looking for good fights to level off of that are not really time-consuming and easy to respawn. Haven't gotten to that point yet.
You've changed, haven't you? Seems like you've toughened up.
I'm a wussy. I had to.
Yeah, the only ones that ought to be fighting the army are us dumb grown-ups.
You think it's stupid to fight?
It is if you get killed. Anyway, just lay low. Let the dummies duke it out. The army's no match for Nora, right?
Oh, kick him in the dick! Kick him in the dick! This is your chance! He's not using it anyway, come on.
He was smiling.
He's about to play some polka.
It's me. What's up?
You damn well know what's up!
Why haven't you called in?
Sorry, slipped my mind.
Right. What's your status?
Great, great. Hope's great too. Are you alright?
I'm just waiting for a giant tornado fire to take both of them out right now.
Reunion time. Figure out a rendezvous point. Don't sweat it. That line's hyper encrypted.
Hey, sis. Is that you?
Hyper.
I'm not your sister.
That's true, they never did get fully married, did they?
This city's under our jurisdiction.
Or did they?
No,
I don't remember.
Attention all units. Ignore all fire zone restrictions.
My hair is glorious. Gloriously stupid.
Over. Whatever it takes. You want to start a war in the streets? Civilians are still evacuating. The collateral we're talking about is unacceptable. You don't know what it's like out there.
You don't understand why we're here. Who do you think it is? Terrified of Pulse and begging us to kill the sea. It's not the Sanctum. It's not us. It's the people.
Oh god. That's how you get promoted in their military. You get the crazier your hair is, the more likely you'll get a promotion.
Right. See you there. Tell Fang hey.
Take care of Hope.
All over it. And I'll tell you more about Sarah when we meet up. I found out she can turn back. There's still hope.
Snow, listen to me. It's about Hope. His mother
Whinny,
was...
it's me.
Hope? Hope! Answer me! Hope! Yelling doesn't fix it. It's called interference. You can chit-chat when we get there. I've got point. You fall in behind. And see if you can't cool off that head of yours.
So now we get access to Fang, who misleadingly is also a sentinel, I believe. Yeah, no new skills, just stats. Okay. It's important to know. So, again, we've got Commando, Sentinel, and Saboteur. So we'll need to look at these. We'll definitely want to knock this out, because when she isn't Commando, she can participate in knocking and smiting. We gotta be careful, she's burning through her skills really quickly. Sentinel... Only Quake, which I don't really care about. And Saboteur. There's Sloga. I don't think we'll make it to Sloga, though. Trust me, those commando skills are pertinent. But we can work our way to Sloga. It's hard to choose any of these. I don't even like any of them. Magician's Mark is definitely not going to help her. Just do that for now. And let's go ahead and do Paradigms. Sentinel, Saboteur, Medic. That's actually pretty good. Double Commando. Pretty good. And while we're here, we can upgrade her, at least upgrade her weapon. Luckily, it's cheap. You see, she's big on strength and big on magic in a crazy way. The thing is, we're really low on consumables for this. Something that gives pretty good. I just use this. There we go. Alright. Let's make a save, because again, as I usually say, saving is our friend. Let's do it.
Let's make this quick. Don't get predictable.
You'll notice she's attacking other people when you have two commandos. Kind of do their own thing. It's quite nice. You know, because I hate that fucking thing.
Change of plan.
Moved that along pretty quick, didn't we?
Let's make this quick.
And there we go. Dun dun dun.
Who are you? Where do I start?
And that would be nice to actually know who
I've
you
got a
are.
few screws loose, but I'm a lessee, same as you. Difference being, I wasn't born on Cocoon. I'm from Grand Pulse, the world below you all hate so much. My partner and I turned a crystal there and gone to sleep. But when we came around, here we were. The reason Cocoon's in such an uproar is the same reason you're here now. Vanille and I woke up.
What a twist! What a twist indeed.
Evacuation protocol. You will be moved to a secure location.
And as soon as we were about to get some kind of explanation about Vanille, because we really haven't gotten that much, denied.
The Sanctum follows Foul Sea orders. It's not just after the sea. They'll target civilians and purge everyone who's a threat.
And more innocents get killed.
You can't take the blame for that.
Someone has to.
We can still save them. We let loose and bring the army to us.
Draw their fire?
I'm supposed to protect you. I can't let this happen.
And I suck at protecting things.
That's for sure. Only one choice, I guess. I try to save everyone.
She's such an asshole.
So,
And he's such a dipshit.
you with me on this?
That's their new team name. Asshole and dipshit. It's either that or fuckface, one of the two. Alright. Oh boy. Let's see. What was he working on? Here he was. I don't know why I'm doing it little bit by little bit when I really shouldn't be bothering with it. But it is what it is.
Here goes nothing.
Citizens, a state of emergency has been declared. Sanctum military operations
We get some holy water.
For your own safety, a mandatory citywide evacuation has been ordered.
Go ahead and make a save.
Please remain calm and proceed as directed by security force personnel.
can apparently sneaky. Not that it mattered.
Bring it on! How about this?
And he's down. Beat their faces in like the punching bags they are. Okay. More punching bags. This time not as well prepared.
Later! How about this? Just too easy.
You ever imagine what it might be like to uppercut someone into the air and they just suddenly disappear before they hit the ground? Be kind of funny. Just Alright, let's keep going here. Should be a way up there. Do I care? No, not enough. I bet you there's a treasure thing up there or something. We'll keep an eye peeled for how... Hope got up there. Little peckerdoodle. Oh, there. Way up the game doesn't show you. Or I'm not paying that close of attention to even notice it. Whichever. Your treasure? Yeah! Ooh, nice. Incentive chips. Equals gil. Lots of it. Again, another stomper. Time to die.
How about this?
And the battle is won.
What was that all about?
He owed me $50. Okay, we've got two routes. Both roads lead to Rome.
All these people want to kill us, don't they?
Well, I want to kill you too, Hope, so if that makes you feel any better, you're not alone. They are totally looking at us. Or are they not registering because we're not down there?
Nothing to worry about.
Regardless,
Later.
sorry, there's just not much to really say. These battles are kind of a waste of time. They're not very difficult. They're not really furthering the story all that much. I would argue this. I mean, this is the problem with Final Fantasy XIII is there's a lot of fucking filler. And for people who said this game just felt like a fight gauntlet, they're not wrong. And the strategy is so streamlined that there's almost no strategy to it. It's like there's one way to win the fight, and you don't have enough personal control of how that fight plays out that it really just doesn't. It just doesn't matter. And that's really the vibe I get whenever I think about Final Fantasy XIII's, game design. It just feels like there's not really much choice. The game kind of you pick the paradigm you want to use, and then the game kind of just auto plays the results for you, and to a degree, and you bounce back and forth between paradigms, and there's only a finite amount of combinations of paradigms that you can use, so you just have to figure out what combination works. That to me is not strategy. That to me is bullshit. Whereas I would rather choose every character's abilities myself, but you don't get to do that, which to me makes the game seem a lot less strategic. Again, making a game's battle system automatic to this degree does not make it deep. You take depth away, and for what? It doesn't look like a good fight. It looks like a big open area, and you've got dudes punching and using kind of goofy looking like magic spells that look weird, or that don't look impressive for the time. And this is what people thought was good at the time, and I'm just sitting there going, wow, the magic in this game looks so bad. Again, it's all mostly level 1 magic, but still, it's like there's not a lot of good execution of the visuals here. Especially for a game that should have been like the best freaking game visually on the PS3 and Xbox 360. It just seemed like the design they were more focused on cutscenes and being in a pretentiously bad storyline than they were on actually making the game look good where it counted. If you want to talk about making the game look good. And again, for its time, it still looked pretty good, but I mean, like I said complaining about lack of enemy designs, the character outlines the character designs are pretty piss poor. The voice acting's okay for what the actors, scripts are given. You can never really always be mad at an actor just because of the character they played, because you'll never know. See, we didn't get the surprise on that. You'll never know if it was the writing of the character that was awful, or if it was the actor that was awful, or a weird amalgamation. Like some actors are so good they can make a bad role seem really good. Jack Nicholson's known for that. Some people can take a great role and butcher it, but that's a given. But the quality, you'll never know necessarily 100% where the problem was, because look at like Grandy Extreme, where you have Mark Hamill playing the villain, but it's the worst voice acting job I think of his entire career. And Mark Hamill played the fucking Joker in Batman. So I mean, it tells you that there's a system of what works and what doesn't, and it's a matter of design, and it's a matter of so many factors that's hard to keep track of, that it's impossible to really put your finger on any particular issue. Like, to be finite and be like, well, that's what fucking caused all my grief and dismay. But the problem with Final Fantasy XIII is there's like good elements. Ugh, I actually vomited a little in my mouth trying to say that. There's good elements, and they're all that exist because they existed in every Final Fantasy game prior. Final Fantasy, Square Enix has always made Final Fantasy kind of the flagship of visual graphics and whatnot, like the pinnacle of visual graphics, even for even the consoles. But for some reason, 13 just never felt like that to me.
Not good.
And like they had everything lined up right. They wanted to do a pretty complicated, deep story. They wanted to make a certain. They wanted to do a nice, complicated story. They wanted to try a battle system that lets you focus more on the visuals, and it all backfired because it was all just executed so badly that you get a mediocre to bad game, which most people would say Incoming! Which to me, it's just like...
Doesn't matter who dies. Just wipe them all out.
It just, you know, it's just one of those things where it's like, it's a cavalcade of mediocrity, and that's just never been Square Enix's stance on Final Fantasies, especially in the age of, you know, Final Fantasy IV and on. You know, they were always trying to innovate and do new things, and again, I hate bringing this up because a lot of people get all pissy when you say it, but it was the age of Sakaguchi, and that was his philosophy with making, you know, video games. Was his belief was strong that people should really be making a sound effort. The Game King community should be given the best possible performances, and they just didn't get it. I think they stopped getting it after 10. And we started seeing that a lot, too. 12 didn't look that amazing. It looked good, but it wasn't, like, groundbreaking. Like 10, in the way that 10 was. You know? And there's a lot that could be said about most of that. To go back and complain about it just doesn't solve anything. But it is something that I always like to point out to a lot of people. I think I rambled in a weird way, but hopefully it made some kind of sense. Why am I attacking one that has full health? There's clearly a nice tasty one over here.
How about this?
He's practically now hopes his own tank.
It's all about teamwork.
How about this?
And I know I'm complaining in a weird way about a game that, for some people, the way I'm complaining may not make a lot of sense. But it's kind of like how Final Fantasy VII has a little bit of a weird following. Like, it's a good Final Fantasy game. It's one of the better ones, for sure. But it's definitely not the best Final Fantasy ever made. It's the best-selling one. I think a lot of it's because the fan base that surrounds Final Fantasy started to grow enormously when Final Fantasy VII came out, because more people were playing video games at the time. And it was a lot of people's introduction to the series. And so it holds a nostalgic place in their hearts. For me, the nostalgia would be Final Fantasy I, because that was the first Final Fantasy I grew up playing. Which, again, for most people is very odd. You know, and that's, somebody told me that too. It's like, really? Final Fantasy 1 was the first Final Fantasy you played? I'm like, motherfucker, I'm 36. I grew up playing that shit. I was young. I was like 6 years old when I beat that game. And it drove my father nuts. It's a great story. I've told it on many different Let's Plays of my father hating the idea that his son, his youngest son and oldest son, were getting into video games, even though he was into it himself. And his whole thing was he was afraid it was going to be a big waste of time. My dad was afraid we were going to get absorbed in it and never amount to anything. So his theory was, well, I don't want to take it away from him because there's nothing technically wrong with the video games itself. And so his philosophy was, I'm going to get the hardest video games that exist on the console at the time that he knew about. And their goal is they have to beat a game before I get them a new one. And the first 3 games we had were Final Fantasy I, Romance of Three Kingdoms, and Mega Man 1. And we had to beat those before we were allowed to play a new game, before he would buy us new games. And we had Ghouls and Ghosts, which I beat only once. And I beat it. I didn't do the repeat thing. Got to end game. I recorded it on the VHS. And when I found out that there was a second round of it that you had to survive, I was like, fuck that. And I just, you know, my dad used to have a VHS hooked up to the VCR. Or our consoles hooked up to the VCR so we could record stuff. And so I recorded me beating it, and didn't show him that it repeated again. I think he found out like when I was like 20 that was true, because he was starting to watch and look into like some of the old games again, because he was starting to get into them. Not that he ever beat ghouls and goblins, ghouls and ghosts, I think. But it was something funny that he had issue with. And then, of course, as those of you who know me know, I own a Famicom and a Super Famicom. I own all the old Japanese consoles up to Sega Saturn. Not all of them, but I own the major ones. And his whole stance was that the whole reason that I got them was I was beating too many games. And my dad's stance was, okay, well, if you're gonna play video games this much and be this good and this fucking good at it, you need to learn a new language. And to be fair, I forgot how to read kanji, so it didn't help the way he thought it would. I had a lot of friends who gave me stuff too over the years back in the day. Like that's how I got my Sega CD. It was a gift, a used Sega CD, because the friend I had, his name was Aaron, growing up. His mother bought him everything. His parents were divorced, and mom bought him everything he wanted. And he had a Sega CD. He hated 90% of the games that came out on it. He really only had Sonic CD and Night Trap. And then I ended up getting the Sega CD, and I got Lunar. And Lunar too. Now available on Square Enix Store for $199.99. Random Doll.
I'm sorry.
From Final Fantasy XIII. Get fucked.
Time to go. Stop them! After those clear! Fire!
The one time you would hope they would fall. Because physics, get fucked. To be fair, Final Fantasy has always had an issue with physics. And I don't mean that to be, like, mean-spirited to the developers. It's just funny how it's gotten weirder as the years went on. The Advent Children movie was kind of weird, just watching how they fucking did the physics there. How they were, like, flying around bouncing off of the frickin' motorcycle fight. Oh, God. The memory of that was so strange, and it wasn't. It's a good movie if you're a real big fan of the series, but man, is that a weird freaking fight. One of those things where you don't know whether to laugh or cry while watching it. There we go. We'll figure the rest out later. Running. Pop a save. Nothing over there. I believe there's a boss fight coming up. Some of my memory of this game is kicking in. The only problem is it's also kicking me in the testicles. Hope, jump!
Still pretty far. A great place for family living.
And a great place for me taking a dump. Which I kind of gotta do.
Looks like it actually might
we'll
be.
tough it out.
Yeah, well, the Sea don't have family.
Hey, listen to me, kid. I'm an orphan. I barely got to know my family.
They got rid of me because I'm a fucking idiot.
I have my own. Once I save Sarah and protect Cocoon.
I kept saying I was a hero while punching the teacher in the face.
It's a good question.
I told my mother I was going to grow up and be a hero while taking a crap and eating it.
Kind of hard to help someone that's trying to kill you.
This is how I ended up being the orphan I am. I'm sorry.
Everything will work out in the end.
Wait, what's going on?
As long as we stay together and hold on to hope.
We don't have any.
The shit.
The Lassee's only hope is a quick death.
Hope you're edgelording out on us here, bud. You calm your edgelordness just a little bit. Again, why would you want to skip this? It's free XP. All we gotta do is negate some of the damage here. I think we're actually good. Let's go ahead and get to killing. I like how they keep just... I like hearing Hope getting in pain. I guess it makes me a monster, but it makes me a better human being at the same time. I just don't know why it does, but I know deep down in the cockles of my heart, Hope's suffering sustains me. Booyah. Let's go get some free stuff. Apparently we're in range of something attacking me. Let me get the shaman's mark. He's only getting 148 HP out of that. It's a much better boost on his magic. You know what? He needs the health right now. If we get access to something later, strength-wise or health-wise for him, we'll do it then. Okay, let's get... Yeah, because this is going to be a tough fight, so we're going to want to get 2 rounds of attacks on him, and then go dual cast. Maybe have to heal if we need to. That way we can build up that stagger. And then we'll convert right over. Probably, hopefully, finish him off. Oh wow. Okay, he kind of resisted that there. Oh, the fuck! Oh god, I forgot about that maneuver. You go into Sentinel and you can absorb all that. But yeah, that's dumb. It's very dumb. It's very, very dumb. It makes wanting to dodge these fights tickle the back of your mind, but they are beatable. It's just, it's such a dumb mechanic. Let's create an attack that can instantly kill any character. And it really can. I think even at full health, Snow goes down, so you almost have to set up this to survive it. And then Hope puts it on himself. Let's
Follow my lead.
have the heals go around in case he decides to change target. Here comes the Gatling that we were just talking about. Just sit waiting for it at this point.
Partner.
And that's how you defend against it, but still, it's like,
It's all about teamwork.
is it really worth it? So let's beat him down.
How about this?
I mean, I guess you could have, since we have Sentinel Ravager, we can make it work. It's still just, it's infuriating that they would give an enemy an instant give skill, a random encounter, just because, you know, you're a glutton for punishment. Boom. So you gotta keep your eye out for Gatling, and it gives you enough time to react, so should be okay. If he kills Hope, that's fine. Throw Phoenix down. It's not the end of the world. Did they not see us?
Come and get it.
Well, isn't that a strange predicament? Now they see us. Again, the weirdness.
You see that?
Since he's targeting Snow, I'm not going to worry about healing Hope at the moment. Let's go into dual cast.
How about this?
Boom! There was nothing over there.
Leave this to me.
And 3 thrust bearings. And a Vidofnir. Or a whatever. New boomerang. And it gives him defense maintenance. It needs some leveling up, so that would be one I might be interested in. So we'll look at that in a little bit. Better means that defense could easily equate to, you know, taking the health item off of him. Let's hit him with a slash and burn.
How about this? It's all about teamwork.
The other thing is to see if we can actually get him to stagger before he can use Gatling. There's a whole strategy behind that. I'm not going to get it though.
Thanks, Hope.
No.
Hope, follow my lead.
Oh, Hope's down. Oh, fucking attack.
Try that on me.
Stop him from losing the stagger here. At least they didn't end up shooting Snow, because I don't think he would have survived it either, because they wasn't quite ready. There we go.
There's gotta be something around here.
Yeah, you'd think. And we get a Deceptisol. Nice. Yeah, it seems like you can get up there from here, but albeit for me to say that. We got enough for 2 stat upgrades. I know I usually don't do these in this fashion, but it makes sense to do it this way now. Because we get 2 stats for, almost 2 stats for that, so. Actually, to be fair, I probably should just stop worrying about it right now. And you can't outrun them. Alright, so, to be fair, there's no real way to stop the bike from Gatling while we're being attacked by this fool. So in my opinion, it just makes sense to... May as well prepare ourselves for the worst.
It's all about teamwork. Anytime. How about this? Hope, follow my lead.
Sentinel. Oh, I'll put up Steel Guard just in time. Like a pro. Alright, let's get back to murder. Get a full round of punches on him, and then we'll go dual cast. And try to stagger him. But that's how it's done. Again, that was the first hint of strategy we've had this entire fucking game. And it's not even that rewarding, in my opinion. It seems almost like it's wasted. And no, these fights are not worth grinding. The bike dudes are not worth it. It's too much of a risk of you getting killed. And then that's slowing down your ability to grind off of them. There'll be a time and a place. Don't you worry.
I kinda have a thing for heights.
I have the polar opposite feeling about that, Hope, you moron. It's all fun and games till you fall to your death. Alright, the Three Stooges here. Again, now I got a better tactic in my head for this, so let's try it. 1 round of punching, 1 round of dual casting.
It's me you want.
Burning through Phoenix Downs like it's going out of style. I'm too lazy to fix my problem. Alright. But it is a good strategy. 1 round of this, and then 1 round of dual casting should freaking stagger him. And then you finish him off with another one. I'm wondering if it's just that Hope's not strong enough right now, too. That's part of the issue. Like, he doesn't have a maxed out Crystarium right now. Crystarium, whatever. What I said sounded cooler. And Snow has nothing to spend his shit on, so... Or if he does, I've been ignoring it for quite a while again. Oh, he has nothing to spend it on. I hear another motorbike. Oh no, he's got friends. Here it comes.
Oh, follow my lead. Great stuff, Hope.
Probably should get a full thing of it in there.
It's all about teamwork. How about this? Nice one.
Oh god. Oh, he survived it. I don't know how. Oh, he's probably getting healed while he was getting Gatling to oblivion.
Anytime. Thanks, partner. Hope, follow my lead.
Oh, wow, it's dodging him.
How about this? How about this?
Yeah, just fucking hit him with it and get him staggered.
How about this?
Nice. There we go. There was a boss fight sooner than this, but what do I know? Alright, really quick. He doesn't have enough for anything else, so we'll just leave it at that. And we'll make a save, because saving is your friend. And I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ActarStudios for more live gaming action. And when we come back, eventually there's going to be a boss fight. I'm pretty sure of it. I just can't remember when it's supposed to happen. But anyway, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we will see you guys next time.